On April 24th, the Armenian Church commemorated the Feast of the Holy Martyrs of the Armenian Genocide. Across all Armenian churches that morning began with the Divine Liturgy. At the St. Illuminator's Cathedral of New York, the Divine Liturgy was presided by Prelate of the Eastern Prelacy, USA, His Eminence Archbishop Anoushavan Tanielian. The Divine Liturgy was celebrated by Reverend Father Stepan Baljian, pastor of St. Gregory Church, Massachusetts. With the canonization of the martyrs 4 years ago, the Armenian Church added a new feast day to the Armenian liturgical calendar, the Feast of the Holy Martyrs of the Armenian Genocide. Canonization is an official act of proclamation that a person is inscribed on the list, Canon of the Saints. During the canonization ceremony that took place on April 23, 2015, the following official declaration of the decision of the Synod of Bishops was read by Catholicos Karakian II and Catholicos Aram I. We canonize the martyrs of the Armenian Genocide and declare April 24th to be the day of commemoration of the holy martyrs who were killed during the Armenian Genocide for their faith and for their fatherland. After the Divine Liturgy, the parishioners and community at large took part in the March for Justice, which started with the Cathedral doors and headed towards Turkish Consulate in Midtown Manhattan, organized by the Armenian Youth Federation, AYF, and the Armenian National Community of America, ANCA, New York, under the auspices of His Eminence Archbishop Anoushavan Tanielian. It was inspiring to see that 104 years later, the call for justice for 1.5 million Armenians killed in the hands of Ottoman Turks only gets stronger and louder. Participating in the march were many young people and even children, a sign that the struggle for recognition continues to pass from one generation to another.
Բادարակ մատուցվեցավ նահատակներու մասունքներու խորանին վրա, հաղորդվեցանք մեր սուրբ նահատակներու հիշադակով եւ զորացած դարձյալ մեր արդար բանջարդիրությամբ անգամ եւս ճամփագել ենք երթալամարտ ցերկական տեսմանուն եւ հիշեցնելու համար իրենց որ մենք թադուն ենք թեև 104 տարիներ անցած են բայց մեր արդար տարին պատասխանը դակավին մենք չենք ստացած եւ մենք պիտի շարունակենք բանջել մինչեւ որ մեր արդար նահատակներուն թադը լուծվի.
The march was led by His Eminence Archbishop Anoushavan Tanielian, prelate of the Eastern Prelacy, joined by members of the Armenian clergy from different parishes. A lone, angry Turkish genocide denier tried to disturb the march, but was quickly removed by the police.
Are you Turkish?
I am.
Why are you acting like this?
You guys telling Turkey did a genocide? No, we didn't. That's what I believe, yeah.
You learn history.
I study history, but you guys didn't study well.
Turkey's guilty of genocide! 1915, never again! 1915, never again! 1915, never again! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice!
Hands up, arsa!
Shame on Turkey! Shame on Turkey! Shame on Turkey!
Massachusetts-ին ճամփորդած եմ, որ այսօր մասնակցիմ այսօրվա Սուրբ Պատարագին եւ այս ցույցին եկած եմ առաջնորդ Սրբազան հոր հրավերով եւ մեծ բադիվ կսկամ, որ այսօրվա պատարագը ես մատուցեցի Աստուծո օգնությամբ եւ կմասնակցիմ իմ սիրելի հայ եղբայրներուս եւ քույրերուս հետ այս կարեւոր քայլին.
Çume azadanga hayasta.
Consolidating in front of the Turkish Consulate, Armenian protesters made their demands loud and clear, holding many signs, waving Armenian and American flags, singing and chanting "Turkey is guilty genocide, shame on Turkey." The short program began with prayer and a message by His Eminence.
Սիրելի եղբայրներ եւ քույրեր, հավաքված ենք այսօր հիշելու 104 տարիներ առաջ հայկական ցեղասպանությունը Թուրքիո այդ օրերուն Օսմանյան գայսրության շրջանին մեր բարի ցանկությունը եւ ակնկալությունն է, որ Թուրքիո ղեկավարները ընդունին հայոց ցեղասպանությունը ստանցնեն բարձր պատասխանատվությամբ հարկ եղած հատուցումը եւ բարի տրածնությամբ գործակցությունը ստեղծելով շրջանի մեջը փառքավաճություն հարաճ կա. Beloved children of God and sisters and brothers, we are here together to commemorate the 104th anniversary of the Armenian Genocide. It's our prayer that the one Almighty and compassionate God opens the eyes and the hearts of the leaders of the Republic of Turkey in order to renounce denial, to recognize the Armenian genocide, to compensate and to pave the road toward good neighborship, as well as cooperation for the prosperity of the area and for the welfare of mankind at large.
Following one another, the speakers spoke with great passion and determination, further assuring that Armenians cannot be silenced until the justice is served.
We, the descendants of the survivors, are left with an important legacy. We are left with a legacy to witness and to remember, to uphold the memory of those who refused to give up, of those who clung to life at all costs. It is in their memory that commemorative events and marches such as the one we have gathered for here today are organized within the diaspora so that we will indeed never forget. But in a very real sense, the genocide isn't over yet. Turkey remains unrepentant, and we constantly hear that genocide did not happen, that there was no policy of race murder. For this reason, because the crime continues to be denied, we are here today in an act of defiance, an act of rebellion against the oppressive wall of silence imposed by the perpetrators. It is the government of Turkey's continued campaign of denial that makes acts of commemoration about something more than just an occasion to quietly remember. Marches such as these are a call to action. By coming together, spreading the word of genocide, we amplify our voices in demanding a just resolution to our cause, in demanding that the government of Turkey give the world and its own citizens an honest account of its history. And by coming together, we can reach further beyond our communities. As Armenians, we have a duty not only to our ancestors, but also to all of humanity. Because for genocide to be treated with the significance it deserves, it must be seen as a crime against all of humankind, not just to the Armenian population. We have a responsibility to lend our voice to those who are suffering in the present day, from the religious minorities being banished from Syria to the genocide in Darfur that has yet to find its end. And the cycle of genocide.
End the cycle of genocide!
And the cycle of genocide.
End the cycle of genocide!
Should take the protection of persecuted peoples very seriously, that the United States government should make genocide recognition and prevention a priority in the nation's foreign policy. USA, the time is now!
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 It's everyone's obligation to be here and to keep the spirit of our martyrs alive, to commemorate and show the world and educate them on the atrocities that happened 104 years ago. Now, although this is significant and we have to continue this, the real fight lies within the walls of Congress. We can commemorate, we can remember our martyrs, but We cannot rest until the U.S. recognizes the genocide. We cannot rest until Turkey acknowledges the genocide. And we need a platform for that. And the platform for that is the Armenian National Committee, the ANC. I look around and see all this youth, everyone's enthusiasm. Everyone here has a role to play, and everyone can do that through the ANC.
As Armenians, we demand recognition and retribution. It has been 104 years, and no matter how much time passes, we will not forget what was done to our ancestors, and we will not stop until we get recognition for the Armenian Genocide. We need to have our wounds healed. We not only demand justice, but we will not stop until we get it. 1915, never again.
1915, never again.
Turkey's guilty of genocide.
Turkey's guilty of genocide.
1915, never again.
1915, never again.
Across the avenue, a group of Turkish genocide deniers held a contra-protest, numbered in less than 15 people. This was a laughable spectacle to observe. In many ways, the contrast between Armenian and Turkish protests symbolized the contrast between the truth and the lie, with millions across the globe on the side of the truth versus few on the side of the lie. When we approached the Turkish side for an interview, almost everyone refused to talk. We were able to only get one opinion from the Turkish protester.
My name is Omar Chalabi, okay? We are Turkish, and I'm Turkmen, Iraq Turkmen. I want to say to Armenians, please read the history before say anything. At that time in 1915, there was no investigations, okay? Read the history first. Second, check up the Russians. Russians, they did that. And the reason why Russians did that, because they want to make trouble. At that time, the Ottoman Empire, they used to conquer everywhere. We have everywhere. That's why the Russians did this, to make these problems between the ethnics who live in one land. Read about this. And plus, we are not making it a revenge. But if you read that, the Muslims, Ottoman Muslims who got killed at the 1915, it's more than what the Armenians being killed. But read the history. But the world only believe that lies. Okay, read the history. Read, investigate what Russians did. After that, come to us. Don't just believe in the world agenda. At that time, all the Western forces, they want to destroy the Ottoman Empire. So they made lies, they made issues that the Russians did at that time. Russians was against the Ottoman Empire.
My name is Julian McBride. I'm a forensic anthropologist. I study genocides, and I'm here for the support of the Armenians. The Armenian Genocide in 1915 is one of the biggest crimes in world history because most nations don't deny it or they don't acknowledge it. And because of that, silence is complicity. Today we're here to end the science. Today I'm here with my Armenian brothers and sisters to end the genocide.
Մենք միան մեր ձեռքով մեր տադը, եթե մենք մեր տադը մոռնանք, մենք մեր ինքնությունը մոռացած կլանք, մենք մեր արժեքները մոռացած կլանք։
Ամեն տարի մենք միշտ թուրքական տեսմանան արչև ցույց կնենք եւ այս տարի կարեւոր էր ինձ որ նույնիսկ Նյու Յորք կամ եւ քաղաքին հետ մասնակցím protestinելու թուրքական կառավարության թեմ against the denial of the Armenian Genocide.
Today it's been 104 years since the genocide, and today we're protesting for the genocide, and we're fighting and we're marching and we're all here together to bring recognition.
Այսօր հոսենք ոչ թե միան հիշելու 1.5 միլիոն հայերը որ գործընծուցինք, բայց այլ եւ այլ որ թուրքերուն թեմ ոչ թե գրվելու, բայց ամերիկային ցցնելու որ մենք դեռ հոսենք, մենք գանք, պիտի շարունակենք հոսել եւ թուրքերը կգնան ասել եւ անել ինչ որ գուզեն, բայց մենք մի շոս պիտի լանք եւ գրվենք մեր թադին համար։
Ամեն տարի ապրիլի 24-ին Հայաստանում պարտադիր ծիծեռնակաբերդ եմ գնում։ Շատ հուզված եմ այսօր, որովհետև երբեք չէի պատկերացնի, որ Նյու Յորքում այս տեսակ երիտասարդություն կա, որոնք որ արդեն որ երրորդ սերունդ նույն չափ պահանջատեր են իրենց պապերի անցած ողբերգության համար։ Հպարտանում եմ իմ ազգակիցներով շատ։
Sardarabadi, Madinat, Sanger, Gora. կանչեք սազանարվանին, սերուն է դուք ձեզ անաչեք սարդարաբանին, բայց մենք չնանք, մենք կշտանք, մենք չվալանք դեր գկանք, և դազանքը, ահազանքը, որները հողի ունվան դնանք, և դազանքը, ահազանքը, որները հողի ունվան դնանք.
Every year on April 24th, Armenians and non-Armenians alike demand recognition of Armenian genocide by the Turkish as well as the U.S. government. Until that happens, protests like this will only grow stronger and more determined, and the generation of Armenians will continue to seek justice for the souls of 1.5 million Armenians killed in the first genocide of the 20th century.